everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with a Diamond Art Club sneak peek unboxing to share with you all. This is by the absolutely fabulous Margaret Morales, and my gosh, this artwork. Can we talk about this artwork for a second? This is the one and only Dark Lilith by Margaret Morales, and she's finally here. Okay, I have a confession. I completed this kit from a different company back in 2021 when she was licensed there, and let me tell you what, I just seeing the little like digital rendering thumbnail here on the front, this I can already tell is going to be an even better experience, and this is chock full of special drills. I cannot wait to share a closer look with you guys. So, okay, this is actually not too big, 50.3 by 66.7 centimeters or 19.8 by 26.3 inches. It does come with square drills, so this will give us hopefully a nice level of detail and a nice finished effect. Just gonna walk you really quickly through the features of the box in case this is new to you. We have the artwork wrapped around the top. There's something a little weird, I haven't seen this before, where it's like, was this the end of the plastic wrap or something? It doesn't totally wrap all the way around. Normally the plastic is gonna totally shrink wrap the whole thing. So anyway, on the side, here's a peek at our special drills. So this will have 62 colors in total, 1 AB, 1 electro, 1 iridescent, 1 frosted, and 2 fairy dust diamonds. That's like nearly every special drill the Diamond Art Club has. About 54,000 drills total once this is completed. If you're new to diamond painting, they do print out some how-tos on the back. I also will have some beginner videos linked in the description box of this video, including Diamond Painting 101, how to section off your canvas with washi tape, all kinds of stuff like that. Here's your kit contents, and then the bottom of the box does have a picture of the artwork, which is just handy if you're like me, store your diamond paintings all stacked on top of each other. Easiest way to tell what the diamond painting is just looking at the end instead of having to pull them all out. So I really like that feature. If you're brand new to Diamond Art Club, and I have a feeling a lot of you are going to be doing some shopping this weekend because my gosh, there's some amazing kits coming out. If you're brand new and want to save 20% off your first purchase, I do have a 20% off discount code you're welcome to use. It's just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. It is an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. That said, no pressure whatsoever. I really appreciate it if you do. It goes back into my channel, but you're going to see some other discount codes in this video, so just take advantage of one of them. Don't pay full price for your Diamond Art Club order. Let's take a peek at the toolkit. These have been recently upgraded and they continue to take feedback into account to try to improve these. I did do there's a demo video and a how-to that'll be linked on and a review of the new twist and pick pens. These come preloaded with clear wax, occasionally putty, because they did start out these toolkits with these being preloaded with putty instead, then switched over to this clear wax. This one looks like it's not as fully loaded as I'm used to seeing. So let's see, you twist it and then it starts coming out the end, and I kind of take off any excess there, but then you can go ahead and you're good to start diamond painting. If you want to reload it, you could twist it the opposite direction. They do give you extra and you can put more in there. These are more ergonomic than a basic diamond painting pen, which is nice. And it does come with a plastic multi-placer on the end. They give you a 4-placer that's already in the pen. And then down here in the toolkit, they also tuck a 7-placer. This also fits their metal multi-placers. Just make sure you're getting the ones that are push in and not the twist in, the screw in type. You do get some extra baggies. If you want to store some leftover diamonds in those, you can. And then in here we have the aforementioned extra clear wax. They also give you some of their classic pink heart wax. And then here's that 7-placer as well if you want to use that. My favorite of their toolkit upgrades has to be the trays. I love how much bigger they are than a regular diamond painting tray, like in a basic toolkit. They're so much bigger, and they have these nice high walls. You can fit a lot of diamonds in them, and the drills are less likely to fall out. They also have this long spout with a removable stopper, and they did listen to feedback and cut back these lines so the diamonds aren't going to get stuck here in the end. There's a sliding lid that you can slide in that, you could store your diamonds in here. There's a spot for a sticker at the end, and cutouts here. These stack on top of each other really easily and neatly. So if you're someone that likes to kit up into trays, it's like ready to go for you. Now I'm very curious to see, what is our treasure quest card going to be with this one? I'll explain what those are in just a second. I spy we have a silver card. Okay, that totally suits this artwork too. So I love it. I haven't gotten a silver card in a hot second. So this is a treasure quest card and is not only a really pretty collectible, but is also part of a secondary rewards program in addition to what they already have with their points and stuff. So there's redemption codes you can scratch off to get to here. And each of the cards come with they're in a particular tier ranking. So there's bronze, silver, gold, and black in order of rarity, with black being the rarest. You're going to get a ton of bronze. I find that's what I've had. It is random. So even though I got a silver with Dark Lilith, you may get a bronze or a gold or a black. It is completely random. So once you get various combinations of these ranks of cards, you can redeem them for things like gift cards, or a custom diamond painting even. So I'm working up to that. But yay for a silver. Can always use that. I'll also link to the Treasure Quest part of Diamond Art Club's website in case you want to read all the details. So then once you start opening this up, there's actually handy little things on each part of this envelope, like tips and tricks, written out step-by-step instructions, kit contents. This is for the VIP Facebook group once you've made your first purchase. This is 20% off specifically through your first mobile app purchase. And then we have our stickers, which are super handy. These all are individual stickers. And here's the original artwork, which is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I think Margaret Morales created this. I mean, I did the diamond painting of it in 2021, so I think she probably created it. It was a pretty new artwork of hers around then, so maybe 2020, 2019. Anyway, spot chart your start and end date. There's your stats as well. I use these on my paper logbook once I start working on a kit. Then we have these pre-cut sticker labels. This kit's going to have 62 colors, like I mentioned. The code you see is going to be the DMC color code, and most diamond painting companies use this color code system. It comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. With Diamond Art Club, they'll put all their special drills at the end, and we have so many kinds of special drills in this one. We have our fairy dust diamonds, which are Z. M is the new frosted diamond, which is really brand new, and I've only seen them in a handful of kits so far, and I'll show you all these, but if you don't know what a frosted diamond is, I'll explain once we're actually looking at it. L is going to be our iridescent diamond, which has a crystal effect. K is our electro diamond, which has a metallic effect. Then we have our AB. And then, just a quick note, 6000s range colors are Diamond Art Club kind of exclusive colors, I guess. Well, they're colors that don't exist in the DMC color code system. Since Diamond Art Club makes all their diamonds in-house, they're able to create colors to fill gaps in the DMC color code system, which is really handy and lets them match the original artwork that much more closely. Now, and here's going to be the canvas and the diamonds. So let's take a look at these. Ooh, that's really soft. Sorry, the canvas material itself, I'm like, ooh, that feels even softer than usual. Interesting. This also feels like slightly different perforated plastic cover. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this together. This artwork. I am so happy about this artwork. I just can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. I feel like, okay, this one was in voting. I don't like a year ago or something. If you didn't know, Diamond Art Club will put up polls in their VIP group and also send out those surveys sometimes by email. They just did one like in this past week too. But I remember when this was in voting and thinking, oh, I need Diamond Art Club to do their version of Dark Lilith, please. And then thinking, okay, don't panic if it hasn't shown up yet. And now she's here. Oh my gosh, can we just take a second and appreciate? If you want a little bit more information about the lore behind this character, there's some really, like, there's good stories out there, and just the way that Margaret Morales does these depictions of these really fantastic characters and stories, I am obsessed. I'm obsessed, and I love how Diamond Art Club does her artwork. They do an amazing job with rendering like that really watercolor soft style. Yeah, good stuff. So, okay, let's talk about the features of the canvas. So up here we have their branding, Do What Makes You Sparkle, Diamond Art Club. We have scalloped and poked edges, so not scalloping, so fraying shouldn't be an issue. Then we have these, this is like really, really soft. Like their canvas backing is always soft, but this seems even softer than normal. Little like speck of something from my kitchen table, sorry. It's way, way, way softer than I feel like I felt in a while. I'm not complaining. I like their canvas material overall. It lays flat pretty well. I feel like it holds drills pretty well. Then we have this plastic cover, which has the perforated plastic sections on it. They had kind of moved towards doing sections that had colored lines on them, so that was easier to see the edges. For a while it was pink, then it was gray, and this one just doesn't appear to have any. I'm curious to see if other versions, other copies of Dark Lilith will have the lines or not. But these perforated sections are about 4 by 4 inches or 10 by 10 centimeters, and you can use it to work on your canvas and sections if you want to. Just give this a tug and it'll split right there. Now we have the legend over here at the top left. You'll find the same legend over here at the bottom right. And then at the bottom left, we have, of course, the thumbnail, the title, and copyright. So this is legally licensed artwork. What that means is that this piece has been licensed from the artist. Margaret Morales has given permission for the use of this artwork by Diamond Art Club and is being compensated for it as well. So that's the case with all of Diamond Art Club's pieces. Here's their socials and another discount code, and then some information about their lifetime warranty. As long as you're the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty. All the details are on the website, and just if you run into any issues, you can contact customer support and kind of go from there. Looking up close, the printing on the canvas is pretty clear. It's what I've, come to expect from Diamond Art Club symbols, the symbol clarity. This is definitely looking like a more confetti heavy canvas. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. There's lots of good examples as we're kind of scanning over the canvas here. So even like here at her neck, there's a lot of it. So you're going to be doing a little bit more in the way of single placing and probably changing out the color in your tray more often. The opposite of confetti is color blocking, and I'm trying to see if we even have like a really good example to show you. Really, it's like some of these colors in her face, which her face looks really striking. It's going to look better when there's drills down, especially with those lighter skin tones. It's going to have a more blended look. But yeah, color blocking is where you have kind of more of the same color in a small area. Like we have that lightest color around her like cheek and chin. So a little bit of a chance to use a multi-placer and have that color in your tray for longer. Here's a little bit of color blocking here. But no, Margaret Morales artwork, generally speaking, is a softer style, and with softer artwork, you tend to then have more confetti to give some nice color blending. I also have to imagine, because this is not a huge size, I think that that's also why there's a lot of confetti, to really give us the max amount of detail. I'm a little surprised this isn't bigger. I think that the details are coming through really clearly, even just from looking at the printing on the canvas, and it's only going to look better with drills down. But it's interesting, just when I saw this artwork originally, I would have expected it to be even bigger. So I really want to know how this is going to turn out. So this is a bit under 67 centimeters. We're listed as 66.7. And then this way we're at 50. We're at 50 centimeters. Well, this is 50.3. So I'm calling that true to size. Okay, I'll tell you what, looking through these drills, this is going to determine if I end up working on this one right away. I literally have a different project already kitted up and ready to go, but I didn't know this artwork was coming until after I had done that. And I'm so obsessed. This sticker printing is different too. It's when you open up a lot of kits from the same company, and I've been opening Diamond Art Club kits for almost 5 years now, you notice little things like, oh, the printing is different. Is that just a random thing, or why? Anyway, that does tell you the kit that these go with, just in case you were curious. But yeah, when we look at these diamonds, this is really what's going to decide for me. I feel like if I'm just going to need to go ahead and kit this up right away, I kind of want to. Oh my gosh, this artwork. Okay, so these are square diamonds, and they have the DMC code printed on the bags. They are roughly going in order of weight, not DMC code. That's why we're seeing just kind of random order here, but multiple bags. Some of these colors, like 823 is a dark blue, and then we have a few bags of 939 and even darker blue. And I find the Diamond Art Club square drills are pretty solid in terms of quality. They're pretty consistent in size and shape and fit really well on the grid, which is important, because if your square drills aren't consistent in size and shape, it's going to cause problems, because then they're not going to sit neatly and tightly on the grid. There's not going to be enough space. If you try to place a square drill down that has a little tab sticking off the side or is a little bit too big, there's not going to be room for the drills around it, and one of those drills is going to pop. It's literally going to just pop off the canvas. It's not going to fit. Diamond Art Club, I don't tend to have that problem with their square drills. So here is our first special drill. This is AB 413. This is a gorgeous dark gray AB. Something about this is like way more striking than I feel like usual. Have I worked with AB 413 before? Like, it's really, really, really super sparkly. So these get their name from the Northern Lights and have this really obviously sparkly iridescent coating on the top that is very eye-catching and gonna draw your eye to the areas it has been charted on the canvas. So it's gonna grab some of the colors of the drills around. You can see that iridescent effect. It's not just looking gray, it's looking very, well, kind of rainbowy. So then here's our first fairy dust diamond, so Z518. Fairy dust diamonds are, by comparison to ABs, much more subtle. There is a fine, looks like a fine glitter coating brushed on the tops of these. Just gives them a subtle pearlescent sheen. This is my favorite of their special drill types, actually. I think that they're just so pretty. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of these. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then here's one of our 6000s range colors. You can see there's not a special drill coating on this one. It's just that that shade of gray apparently doesn't exist in the DMC. So that's one that Diamond Art Club created. Here's our Electro Diamond, K444. You actually will see this gold electro color in a lot of Margaret Morales kits. Margaret Morales, if you follow the artist, when she does art prints, a lot of times she'll use a gold foil effect, like actually putting foil on her canvas and having that effect in her prints. And so it makes perfect sense to me that then we have some of these like gold electro diamonds in those same kind of spots of the artwork. So you'll see this in a number of Margaret Morales kits. So electro diamond, that bright yellow is what goes flat down on the canvas, of course, and the gold electro is what faces up. I'll just leave you zoomed in because we got more to go. If you're running into static, I do see some static in these bags. I strongly recommend dryer sheets. I will pour these diamonds straight into an open dryer sheet, and that will just save the day. It helps dispel the static before I then turn around and pour them into the storage containers. I also like to sometimes cut up a dryer sheet into small squares and tuck those into the storage containers too, and that tends to help get rid of any lingering static. Okay, so here's another fairy dust color. I think we just had two. Yeah, okay, so this is our second of two fairy dust colors. It's a light gray fairy dust, Z762. On the lighter colors, the fairy dust effect tends to be a little bit more subtle, but you can still see that shimmer. I need to see our frosted diamond. We haven't seen that yet, or our iridescent color. These pretty pastels you don't expect to see in this artwork with all the dark shades, but I think it's in a lot of her skin tones. Margaret Morales' artwork is really stylized. I think Diamond Art Club does a really beautiful job with turning into diamond painting form while still maintaining that softness while still giving us some nice details. Here's our iridescent color, L780. Iridescent diamonds have kind of a crystal-like effect. That mirror backing goes flat down on the canvas and helps with the reflectiveness and also covering up the symbol. This is like a topaz, like a goldish bronze iridescent color, L780. And then here at the very, very end, this is our frosted diamond. There's a couple of straggler drills in there too. Just ignore those pink ones. Now, frosted diamonds have the effect of frosted glass, M519. I have seen the same shade of blue, I think, in at least one other kit that I've unboxed recently. And I haven't done a canvas that has this drill on them, though. I need to just see what they look like next to other diamonds. But the cool thing about them is that they have almost a matte effect. They're not faceted. It's just like a little bubble effect almost. So it's really, really unique, and I'm very eager to see it actually on the canvas and see what the effect of that is, especially with the drills around it. Now, we had all those special drills, and so it's gonna take a bit, I think, to go through and make sure we can find as many of them as possible in this particular kit. So first up, we have our light gray fairy dust color, and it's this light gray color in this area over here. And I do see it in some of these light gray areas over here and here as well. The dark gray AB color is the side of the sword, like right here, this line of gray on the side, and then it kind of comes up the middle. So imagine where the light is glinting off of the metal edges on the sword. So then it's on both sides here. Amazing spot for that gray AB, I think, actually, with the extra reflectiveness of those colors. It looks like the metal of a sword, so I love that placement. There's also a little bit of the gray AB sprinkled down here in this corner, and then these gold lines you see here and here, the little arches, that's going to be our gold electro diamond. And then I saw the light blue. Okay, the light blue fairy dust. There's a little bit of this light blue in her torso. And there's some of it in kind of the blue of her hair. It's not the lightest blue color, but it's the next kind of like medium tone of blue. These gold bits on the ends of the tips of the feathers, that's going to be gold electro. There's gold electro here. And then these kind of like, they're brown colors in camera at like the tops of these feathers. That's going to be that topaz iridescent color that had the kind of crystal effect. Right here, there's both the gold electro and that topaz iridescent. Here's the iridescent colors. Here's the electro. There's some electro right here. And then right here, this jewel is the only spot right now that I am seeing that frosted blue diamond. It's this light blue color in there. Then there's some of the light blue fairy dust right here in the gem. And then the whole brown outline of it is the topaz iridescent diamonds. That's just chock full of special drills. And there's little bits of the topaz iridescent on either side of her neck too. Hopping over here, there's quite a bit of her hair where one of the kind of medium tones of blue is going to be the blue fairy dust color. I see it over here as well. Then this gold is the gold electro color, as is the gold you see here and these gold colors here. Sorry for the glare. These gold colors here. Let me see. There's a little bit more of that blue fairy dust and these little blue parts of her hair here and here. And then, let me see. This blue at her wrist is blue fairy dust. And then I remember this from the original artwork. And so trust me on this, there is, in the original artwork, there's gray in her hand. There's some of the gray fairy dust just on the side of her hand right here. That is just, I know, it made me do a double take originally when I did this kit from a different company. I think Diamond Art Club, this already looks so much better blended. This looks so much better. So yes, that's going to be just a really subtle shading right there. Then we have gold electro and these gold marks over here and little spots of the gray fairy dust sprinkled through right here. Then these little like gold areas in between the spikes are made up of the gold electro as well as that topaz iridescent color. That's gonna have a really cool effect right next to each other. Love it. Then the gold lines you see, like her feather, the tips of the feathers, not lines of the feathers, that's all gold electro. This is gold electro here and here. And then there's some of that topaz iridescent in those brown colors. So just giving a little bit of extra sparkle to her wings in some really gorgeous areas. I'm wondering if I missed any more of that gray AB. I feel like I might have, like I really had tunnel vision with some of those other special drill colors. So I'm just doing a quick glimpse, trying to do a quick look through to see if I am finding any other gray AB spots or if it was really, was it just the sword and that little corner down there? It might have been. Well, as I always say, I hope that I found most of the special drills. There are, I do see also, sorry, some of the gray fairy dust or these little gray dots up here. So there's that. Okay, hold on. Okay, here, which this is, I think, some of the sword still. It is. There's some gray ABs in there. And, ooh, yes, on the hilt of the sword. There's some here, too. Anyway, as I was saying, what I always say is that I hopefully found most of them, but any that I didn't find, you can just feel like it's a fun surprise when you go to actually work on this kit. So, oh, buddy, this is tempting. This is so incredibly, unbelievably tempting to work on right away. I'm about to go out of town, though, so I probably shouldn't try to kit this up and then have to just, like, wait and not get to work on it. So I'll have to decide. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see me work on this right away? You know I also love a comparison project. So if you'd like to see a comparison to this and the version that I did before, it's going to happen at some point. So you let me know how soon you want that to happen. Also in the comments, please let me know if this is going to be on your shopping list. Let me give you a super quick recap of the stats too. So this is Dark Lilith by Margaret Morales. It's 50.3 by 66.7 centimeters, square drills, 62 colors, and just a ton of special drills. And this kit, along with the other new releases, they're coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, May 3rd at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's general release. If you are in the Diamond or Ruby tier of the rewards program, you will get a half an hour early access window. So I recommend being logged into your account and in the new arrivals part of the website a few minutes early and refreshing, and you'll see them populate there if you're in that Diamond or Ruby tier. If this sells out, which I would say there is a pretty solid chance that it will. I literally saw someone post this artwork in the VIP group a few days ago being like, is this ever in voting? Is this ever coming? And lots of excitement on that particular post. So I think there is a chance this may sell out quickly. So that being said, I am not going to push FOMO. You do what's best for you and your budget. But if this is a must have for you, like it would be for me, do set your alarms, check in early. And if you miss out during the early release, they always hold back some stock for the general release. So you can try again later. I think this is just going to be a weekend where you're going to have to be on there fast, go, go, go. If there are any like kits that you're like, I really am going to cry if I don't have it. So otherwise though, let me know if you're planning to wish list this for someday or just enjoy it vicariously through others. All totally valid, but I hope that this helped you make a decision. And I'm so in love with this piece. I'm so happy that I get to work on this artwork again and hopefully even have just that much better of an experience with it. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I'd love to have you here as part of my community. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Good luck shopping, and I hope you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.